Doing what you love is always a rewarding career. My next guest started out with a curiosity that led him to bigger and better things. Making the transition from haunted mansion set designer, scenic builder, painter, and more to the ER industry specializing in special effects, prop design, and build-out projects, Tim Raleigh shares with us how he has followed his passion to end up right where he never imagined he would be, and loving every minute of it. Let's find out exactly how Tim is moving through the industry right here on Find Your Escape. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Find Your Escape. I am your host, Amanda Contreras, and I'm with Tim Raleigh originally from Chicago, but you're now living in Denver, right?
I am.
Super awesome. And you, from the resume that you sent me and what I read in all of your emails, you are an incredible designer, set builder. This is what you do. Your specialties literally say set design, scenic building, scenic painting, special effects, makeup, airbrushing, prosthetics, sculpting, atmospheric, lightning, sound, acting, and training. So we have it all in one episode. So
yeah,
super awesome. Tell us how you got even started in just that background alone.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was 12, I was on a camp field trip to a county fair. And instead of going on the rides and doing all that stuff with everybody else that I was going on the field trip with, there was an exposition set up with the haunted house that took place at the fairgrounds every October. So I spent the whole time there.
Wow. Okay. At 12.
Yeah, at 12. And then, so he had me walk through the haunt at 13. And then I went to the summer picnic at 13. I started building at 13 and volunteering at 14.
So you had kept in touch with him this entire time?
Yeah, we're still in touch to this day.
Wow, that's rad. Okay, I'm super excited. I love connecting. I love people. I love networking. So I think that's so amazing, especially at 12. So lifelong friend.
Big time, yeah. Yeah, he's been my inspiration through all of this.
So if we went to a carnival, there is no Ferris wheel, there's no zipper. It is straight out haunted house.
It was. So that was the interesting part. When I started, it was temporary. The haunted house was at the fairgrounds, and we would have a month and a half to put it up. And then run it for October and tear it down, and then just keep doing that year after year. It wasn't until about 10 years ago that we moved into a bigger building, and then within the last 5 years, we own a building now.
So you have been with this same haunted house, since you were 12, this exact same one. This guy's been running things. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, so he's still in Chicago, and whenever I'm back, I'm always up there, just touching base with him. Things are. But yeah, it's been the same haunt, the same journey since I was young. And then this year also, they just got one of USA Today's top 10 haunted houses in the country. So to see them grow from temporary at the fairgrounds up to USA Today top 10, that's just huge.
What a great award though. What a great sense of, wow, accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's huge.
So, okay, so that's a month and a half of setup, a month of running the haunted house. When you turned 18 and became an adult and had to support yourself and had to do other things, was that the only thing that you did, or how did you learn all these other wonderful things? And then how did you get into escape rooms?
That's a good question. So when I've always done the haunted house on the side. It's only recently that the haunted house has become more of a full-time thing, especially with escape rooms. But when I graduated college and all of that, I've had all the sales jobs, just the normal sit at a desk, 9 to 5, headset on the face. Yeah, not fun. But that was how I supported myself to be able to do this full time.
Okay.
So those jobs got me to a spot where I was able to fully convert into haunted houses and escape rooms. So I've been doing strictly only haunted houses and escape rooms for about the last 8 or 9 months. And it's been...
Oh, wow. Great for you. And then how did you even get introduced to escape rooms? What was your first, aha, I can totally do this, or, hey, here's my number, call me,
The first time that I've heard about escape rooms was about 10 years ago. And it was one of the first ones that opened up in the United States. It was called Trapped in a Room with a Zombie, and that was in Chicago.
Wow, okay. So 10 years ago, I didn't even know there were escape rooms in the U.S. 10 years ago. I only heard about them in 2015.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's insane. That's great.
Yeah, so the first one that I heard of was Trapped in a Room with a Zombie, which is a common theme now. And every 10 minutes or so, the chain gets longer, the zombie comes closer and closer. But I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about what it takes, because at that time the haunted house was still temporary. It was right before the transition into the permanent location. Um, so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that how cool would it be to have a location like that where you could use less than a quarter of the funds to make a space 10 times as great as a full haunted house and keep people in there for an hour. You could like triple the set design with like a third of the amount of cost. So I always thought that was really interesting. And it was an idea that I was almost too young for. And kind of pitching it around to people, especially the owners of the haunted house that I've been with. And they were like, no, like that's never going to be a thing. That's never going to pick up. And then I actually have a drawing and a book that I've had forever of what I think an escape room should look like. And it has a lobby and it has 6 different rooms. And that was about 10 years ago. And that's like what every escape room looks like now. And it's just, so it's funny to see it kind of grow. But I think when it first started happening, I wasn't there. I wasn't ready yet.
But you know what? Yeah. How, like, so I use this with business owners and with, you know, with people in business because we want to hear your stories. But I think it is so important too for especially someone to say, I wasn't ready yet. Like looking back, like I was definitely not ready, or knowing that you weren't ready, because there are so many stages to opening up your own business or to being something. And it's weird because like if I were to look at myself 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't know I would know somewhat what to do, but I wouldn't be the person I am today doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's insane how we grow as people and we transition and we go through and we're like, bam, this is what I was meant to do, you know?
You have to be thankful for everything that leads up to now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in this industry, there's ups and downs all the time. So it takes a certain type of person to want to do this, and it takes a certain type of person that like needs to do this kind of thing. So it's never looking back on failures or anything like that, but it's using that to grow. And I think that's probably the biggest thing in this industry.
That's really awesome. So, okay, so you got into escape rooms, and then how did you get into like, well, I'm assuming you're like prosthetics and sculpting and scene building. Obviously, that all comes with haunted housing, right? But how did you get to saying, you know what? No, I'm good at this. I want to design rooms. Like, how did you get into this is what I'm going to do?
It started with the haunted houses, because the haunted houses are very similar to escape rooms in a sense, as far as set design, building, all of that. So that was seeing a room come together and then seeing it come alive. That's what got me into escape rooms, because I realized that I could do that so many different places. And so many of the rooms around Denver, because Denver is super saturated with escape rooms. I believe there's like 42 or 43 escape rooms in Denver.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And with the running time of a room about like 2 years or so, if you're doing it right, I've heard what a great opportunity for me to show Denver what I could do. Like instead of retiring old rooms, why don't we just change them? Why don't we use my set design? All the years of like redoing a haunted house and just flipping it with the same stuff, but making new things. So it was a really good outlet for me creatively to bring the two worlds together. Two worlds that were already together, but to bring them closer together in my world.
Yeah. And then how long does it take you to collaborate with an owner, build a room, come up with or do they come up with a theme and say, hey, this is what kind of room I want you to build? Do you build it at your shop? Do you build it on site? How does that work? So if someone wanted to hire you, like take me through the process.
Usually it's been on site will be everything. Usually the way that it goes is someone will bring me on, they'll tell me what's going on, we'll walk through the space, go through ideas. Then I'll usually sit down and sketch out some ideas, and then we'll both kind of agree, mark areas with chalk on the walls, what should go where. And then from there, after the contract is signed, I've been able to do rooms in about 5 to 7 days, floor to ceiling.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's full movie Hollywood style set design, floor to ceiling, lighting.
And do you have people that work with you? Do you have a crew, or is it strictly you building, making?
It's just me.
Wow, that's insane. That's amazing. So all of the skills from like, you know, I don't know if you use foam, but you know, wood and metal and like all of the like you make all of the parts, all of the moving parts, whether it's secret door, not secret door, tunnels, no tunnels, lighting, everything.
Yes, I do. And it's been a long journey to learn it.
Unreal. I am super excited. Tell me some of the greatest things that you've made, like what you're super proud of.
Uh, that's probably a project that I'm working on right now. It's going to be opening up in Thornton, Colorado, and it's a hotel themed escape room. But I have never, out of all the escape rooms that I've worked for and worked with, this is probably the one that has the best set design that I've ever seen. So the hotel takes place or it was built in the 40s, and the story kind of goes on from there. And even the lobby, it's to the T. And like me building it, and then like an old office building, me and the owner, even we forget that we're in an old office building.
That's where you want to be. Exactly. That's exactly where you want to be.
You have no idea when you walk in. The carpet, the wallpaper, the chair rails, the lighting fixtures. It has, the biggest thing with me and escape rooms is the why. So if I could put on an escape room that answers the why for everything, why is this in this room? Why does that lead to this? Why is this here? Then I think that I have a successful room. And for this one, the why is answered everywhere. It's more of a theme park experience than going to just a normal escape room.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's build up from the second that you get out of your car, walking in to the lobby, checking in, getting your room key. It is 100% to the T perfect. And that is a project that I'm very excited about.
So if someone would like to hire you or like at least start the conversation with you and, you know, maybe get a consultation or something, how would they get a hold of you?
Best way would be on my email. So Tim Raleigh, TIMRALEIGH 726 @gmail.com.
Wonderful. And then I'm sure that, do you have an Instagram or?
Yeah, Instagram is a great way to keep up to date with everything that I'm working on. A lot of the makeup stuff that I do is on Instagram, and that is at @TimRaleigh_SFX.
Tim, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I definitely don't want to give your phone number out. We already did your email and your Instagram, which is good. Guys, thank you so much. If you guys are interested in talking with Tim or even want to ask some questions, besides emailing, comment below. Maybe he can answer some questions on our YouTube channel. Like maybe something simple as like, you know, how would I make this mask better or something. Maybe you could just give some tips. I think that would be awesome. If you guys want, comment below. I'm sure Tim will be following the video. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time. So see you later.